WWE going to do something big for Saturday night's main event?
Saturday night's main event.
The card's been updated, we got more matches, it is predictions time. All right, let's talk about the WWE United States Championship tournament because we are going to crown the very first US champion for the women. And we're gonna see by Saturday night's main event, the finals, and who's gonna be in there. The final four are gonna be Bayley, Chelsea Green, Michin, Tiffany Stratton. So part of me feels like you could just give it to Bayley, former women's champion, a top contender, roster member. She leads the women's division. Bayley's a very safe choice, I feel, to be able to be the inaugural champion because you kind of give a lot of credibility if she's gonna be the one, the man holding that belt, not the man, not Becky Lynch, but she's gonna be the first one holding it. But I don't think that that is really the smart move to do. With both the Intercontinental and the women's US title, I feel like you need to establish them with up and coming contenders, people that are like on the cusp that could be going for those world titles, for the WWE title on the women's side, but you want to be able to give it someone who's got a lot of momentum. Tiffany Stratton is an interesting one. You could give her the US title and Money in the Bank, but I think you're overloading it there. And Tiffany is so involved with everything with Nia Jax that I do feel like she's got to get screwed over somehow. Something's going to happen with both matches to move the other contenders over. So I do feel that the finals are going to be Michin Mia Yim versus Chelsea Green because you're going to be able to run it back for their dumpster match. I actually really like that. I thought this whole year, this past year, Michin has put in great work. She's been featured way more on TV on SmackDown, involved in the main event scene, and then having a really good match and a fun feud with Chelsea Green. Chelsea is just one of my favorites, period, a fellow Canuck, but she does great work. She's hilarious. And when I saw her like at Money in the Bank, for example, I felt like she should have won, and she could have won that whole thing. Now, because there's a lot going on right now on the women's side, which I do like, Bayley, I feel like could get screwed over by Tiffany or Nia Jax, some combination there. Naomi, they could even turn, allowing for Chelsea Green to get over and move on to the finals. Plus you have Piper Niven as an X factor. So Chelsea, I think, moves on. And I do think that Michin Mia Yim moves on as well. Tiffany, kind of the same idea. I don't know if you want to have two like screwy finishes, because there's a lot of stuff that I think could happen at Saturday night's main event. But I will say that at the end of it all, however they do it, I'm saying Chelsea Green wins the United States Championship. I think it would be a lot of fun. It would be great for Chelsea, and she could immediately get into feuds with Michin. She could go and fight Bayley. She could have other feuds to kind of elevate even more talent. So I'm excited. Chelsea Green, she's my pick. Now let's talk about this newly announced match. I was gonna do predictions the other day, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hold off till after Raw, and I'm gonna see what the WWE does if they do anything. And sure enough, they've tweaked some stuff. Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn has been added for the card. Now this is coming out quick, isn't it? Like Drew gave him a Claymore, and then now it's like immediately we're getting into a match. At first I'm like, okay, why are you rushing this so quickly? We've had Sami getting taken out. We've had a promo by Drew and Sami talk about it. So we've had like no build, but the motivating factor for Drew is getting his comeuppance and getting back at everybody that is helping Roman Reigns in the bloodline. And I like that the bloodline is kind of like the through line for so many people across WWE. Like it's the center nucleus as to why all these things, they hate everything and they're so bitter. So Drew is taking out people that help CM Punk / help the bloodline. So it makes sense. Do I think that this is gonna be like a 15-minute barn burner match? No. I think what they need to do here, because I think the bigger story is Drew kind of going through people. He needs wins. Drew just came off of losing at Hell in a Cell, and he needs to like find himself again. I think what you do is you have Drew McIntyre destroy Sami Zayn. Again, this match was just added. I don't think that you can warrant a really big back and forth match between Sami and Drew where like Sami almost wins. And I think you need Drew to win definitively against Sami. Sami can eat losses. I am not worried that Sami Zayn could come out the next week on Raw and drop one of his big promos where he's like, he fights from underneath. That's Sami's whole shtick. So I think that it'd be good because you get a lot of heat on Drew McIntyre for beating a big babyface like Sami Zayn, and it would further Drew's motivation. And again, it gets him his win back. He lost to Punk at Hell in a Cell. He needs something. He needs some good for himself to hang on to. And I think that once he gets through Sami, either like just wrecks him, like through a table, chair shots, whatever. It could end in a DQ, but he's taking him out, but I think he should get the pin 1, 2, 3. From there, then you move Drew on to Jey Uso. That I feel is a really interesting feud that you could run for many more months. Jey Uso, like top guy in WWE. You might want to do that at Raw on Netflix debut because I think that they're setting up even more feuds for like that, the new era. And that debut episode, you probably want to load up as big as you can. Only a few weeks away, but I could see them using Drew to take out Sami, write him off TV for a few weeks, and then kickstart things with Jay, which could lead to, again, to Raw Netflix episode. It could be at the Royal Rumble as their match, or they could do multiple matches leading into WrestleMania. Drew McIntyre wins. Now here's a doozy. They changed the world title match. So it was going to be Gunther versus Finn Balor for the world title, and last night on Monday Night Raw, Adam Pearce has changed it to a triple threat. So now we're going to get Finn versus Gunther versus Damian Priest, three-way for the world title. This is interesting. I think something does need to happen at Saturday Night's Main Event for them to treat it like the original Saturday Night's Main Event. You have like the big blockbuster match, right? This is not like the big blockbuster match, but is this the match where something gets shaken up, where they do something cool? Maybe. Gunther is just coming off of this win of Damian Priest in a like an average okay match in terms of storytelling in there. I thought it was kind of okay at Survivor Series, but the whole story has been Gunther losing his confidence and trying to regain it through the match of Survivor Series with Damian Priest. He kind of found it, but like Finn got involved, and obviously here we are. Finn versus Gunther one-on-one seems really good, but it's really fast for those two to have just a one-on-one match for the world title. And I don't think that they have made Finn feel dominant enough to really have a clear shot at winning that thing. I picked Gunther. I think Gunther is retaining the world title. It's too soon. I don't think it would do anything if Priest won the title back. I don't know what changes after that. Finn getting the title is where I say, I'm like, you do something big and crazy, and you could have Finn win the belt. Now they are gonna have a tag team match against War Raiders, and they're gonna probably lose those tag titles. Do you really want Finn to lose the world title and then lose the tag titles? If you did, it could tell the interesting story of like kind of the split of Judgment Day, which is something that they probably need to do, or people splinter off. Because I feel like Liv and Raquel and Dom are doing their own thing, and there's a little bit of tension there, obviously, with Dom and Finn. Finn's thing is saying Finn's gonna win. Follow Finn and you'll win, whatever the hell it is. But then I think if he loses to Gunther, that kind of breaks him down even further. I say Gunther retains, probably because Finn and Damian Priest are gonna just fight each other, take him out, and Judgment Day might get involved. Now, a match that I was so on, but now I want to see, and I kind of want to see them win. Io Sky versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship. I want Io to win, but I don't think it's going to happen. At the end of Raw, you had Rhea Ripley and Io Sky stand tall and doing a little bit of the tug of war bit, kind of like Brock and Roman, but better. They were holding that title, like who's gonna get it? Io Sky is fantastic, and they are doing a great job building her up again to that main event spot. When she comes out, she gets great crowd reactions. She's amazing to watch, and it's good to see somebody else getting into the main event scene, because I gotta tell you, I'm getting a little dry from, that's not a good use of words, but I'm not thrilled anymore, enthused with Liv versus Rhea. It's been going on for a year. It feels like, anyways. It's been going on for a very long time, and I feel like they're starting to spin their wheels creatively. They're trading like just back and forth, or Liv gets into oblivion, there's a riptide, and it's leading to that match. The match is going to be Liv versus Rhea for the title. I fully expect everyone to get involved. That's why there's like a lot of schmozzy stuff going on for Saturday's main event. I think that Raquel comes and gets involved, but we just saw Rhea take out Raquel in the main event match on Raw. So they can just kind of revisit that, where they are the equalizers. They take each other out, and you're left with Io versus Liv. I think you need to get that hope spot of Io winning the title. 'Cause to be honest, when I saw that Io stand tall at Raw, I was like, oh, I want that match. That's the match I want. That's what I want to see at like WrestleMania. I don't want Liv versus Rhea. So they might pivot. You never know. A way more interesting program for me is going to be Io and Rhea. Like, have Io win the Royal Rumble. Rhea can beat Liv at the Rumble, and off they go, the two of them, or even add Liv in there, and you have a three-way for the world title at WrestleMania. There's so many combinations you do, but you're building Io Sky up. Like, don't lose that momentum. Liv retains. She needs to, because the story is Rhea and Liv, and Rhea getting that world title. I don't know about you. I'm just not into it anymore. And your main event of Saturday night's main event, the match I'm most looking forward to, when I think they could do a big moment, big swerve, big hoop-de-doo for this thing. Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship disputed championship title. There's interesting factors here. So this story itself, I think that this is the best story that they have done with Cody Rhodes the entire year right now. When I look at the feuds after WrestleMania, his involvement with Bloodline, tagging with Randy and Kevin, matches against AJ, a match against Logan Paul, the match against Kevin Owens, nothing has felt of big consequence or that I really care. The tag team match with Roman, we had The Rock come out, and then they pivot Cody Rhodes away from Bloodline, which is good because it's just, how long are you going to do that? This has been the most interesting story for me, and it's largely because of Kevin Owens. His logic, his reasoning for wanting to take down Cody Rhodes, turning on him, hating him, is very justified. He pulls like Drew McIntyre, he's angry at Cody for all the things he's done with the Bloodline and tagging lately with Roman Reigns after everything Kevin Owens has gone through, and they have called back to all of this history of Kevin Owens, which I really like. I've liked the car sit down interviews with Michael Cole. It's been fun, entertaining, and it's shown me more of what Kevin Owens is really motivated by when it comes to Cody Rhodes. So here's the thing. I'm gonna predict, it probably won't happen. I'm gonna say Kevin Owens wins the title. There's a very good chance to say, no, dummy, like they're not gonna drop Cody's title. It's Cody Rhodes. He's holding that thing to WrestleMania. I think Cody could get it back before WrestleMania. It would be a big, big moment. If you want Saturday night's main event to feel like a big special where something big could happen, I think you do need a big moment like that. Sure, you could have Cody retain, you could have Randy Orton make his appearance, fight Kevin Owens at the end, something like that, and that gets a big reaction. But if you just have Cody Rhodes win with, 3 crossroads and he holds the belt up high, it's kind of like, okay, been there, done that. Like, okay, Cody wins. Are we just going to move on? Is Kevin Owens going to all of a sudden just accept everything? What about this transfer that we're doing? Where like Cody Rhodes is showing up on Raw and Gunther's on SmackDown. Are we gonna swap champions? There's questions within that itself, because what if Cody ends up winning against Kevin Owens and then decides, I'm gonna take the trade and I'm going over, we're gonna swap champions and I'm gonna go over to Monday Night Raw. Gunther goes to SmackDown, Kevin Owens ends up staying on SmackDown, presumably, maybe he gets into the world title scene. And then things are still left like nebulous, where Kevin Owens still needs to get back at Cody Rhodes. He teased and talks about Sami Zayn, like he'll get to him. And obviously Randy Orton getting the pile driver, there's still that. But I really feel where they are right now, Cody Rhodes can lose the title. Kevin Owens is a better pick and a surprise pick. Kind of like when he won the Universal title, remember that on Raw? And he beat everybody, and Triple H helped him with the pedigree. It was shocking and fun and exciting. And I think you need that excitement. And even if Kevin Owens only holds on to that belt for a month, for 2 months, like if he gets through the new year and drops it at the Rumble, I'm okay with it. Sure, I would love to see him go to WrestleMania and he could fight like Randy Orton or Cody Rhodes or whatever, but I think that also helps with contingency plans if The Rock can't make it to WrestleMania and whatever that does, because I feel like The Rock is a big, big factor in how everything else is going to shake out. And that's why, in my opinion, why WWE has planted so many seeds with so many stories of Seth and Drew and Punk, Cody, Roman, Cody, Kevin Owens, Randy, Roman, Punk. Like, they got a lot of things in place where they can pull the trigger in any direction. If you give Kevin Owens the belt, it's a shocker. They could swap the belts for Raw and SmackDown going into the new year. So you could have Kevin Owens with the WWE Championship on Monday Night Raw, or because they want the star power on Raw for Netflix, you put Cody Rhodes without the belt, you put him over on Monday Night Raw. Kevin Owens stays on SmackDown, or nobody moves, because then you could have Kevin Owens drop the belt back to Cody Rhodes at like the Royal Rumble or at the Chamber. But I really want to see that shocking twist and Kevin Owens holding that belt, even if it's for a short period. But Kevin Owens is my final pick in all of this. If you guys want to talk more WWE about who's gonna have like breakout 2025, we got this video right here. Subscribe to the channel. Have a great day. See ya.